6:30 p.m. The young one born to the kingdom of Britain, which his dying father has commended to him. Once he is dead, London will disagree with him, and the kingdom will be demanded back from his son. Is this in reference to King Charles? Space travel. He will be taken to the corner of Luna, where he will be placed on foreign land. The unripe fruit will be the subject of great scandal, great blame, to the others great praise. 9 will be set apart from the human race, separated from judgment and advice. Their fate to be determined as they depart. Kappa, Theta, Lambda, dead, banished, and scattered. Do you know of the group of 9? The corner of Luna, where a proposed moon base is to be constructed. Technology and modern warfare. When the animal tamed by man begins to speak after great efforts and difficulty, the lightning so harmful to the rod will be taken from earth and suspended in the air. AI. AI needs so much power. From the grid. The grid is also home of the telecommunication system with cell towers. Is this quatrain stating that cell towers will no longer be needed nor necessary, as communications will be suspended in the air or otherwise via satellites? After great misery for mankind, an even greater one approaches when the great cycle of the centuries is renewed. It will rain blood, milk, famine, war, and disease. In the sky will be seen a fire dragging a tail of sparks. Some believe that this terrible rain is actually chemical and biological weapons carried aloft by rockets, which drag a tail of sparks as they lift off. But then again, a tail of sparks could also be speaking of a comet or an asteroid, possibly. But then again, we also have these sky operations that affects and influences the colorations to the skies, especially during sunrise and sunset hours, to where the skies look ablaze and on fire. Many Skywatcher channels have been recording these moments to where the skies look to be ablaze. And from what? The blue leader will inflict upon the white leader as much evil as France has done them good. Death from the great antenna hanging from the branch. When he is seized, the king will ask how many of his men have been captured. A great antenna hanging from a branch. When the tomb of the great Roman is found, a pope will be elected the following day. He will not be approved by the Senate. His blood poisonous in the sacred chalice. Some state that this was in reference to Pope John Paul I. O great Rome, your ruin approaches not of your walls, but of your blood and substance. The harsh one in letters will make so hard a notch pointed steel wounding all up the sleeve. Been a lot of issues surrounding the Vatican. In the Adriatic there shall be such conflict that those who are united shall be torn apart, and to a house cities will be destroyed. Great discord in the Adriatic, Italy, Yugoslavia, and Greece. Warfare will arise. Unions will be split apart, including England and France. In that time and in those countries, an infernal power will rise against the Church of Jesus Christ. Then the impurities and abominations will be brought to the surface and made manifest towards the end of a change in reign. The dreadful war which is prepared in the West, the following year the pestilence will come, so very dreadful that young nor old nor animal will survive. Blood, fire, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter in France. A very great famine by a plague-ridden wave will extend through long rain the length of the Arctic Pole. Samarobrin, 100 leagues from the hemisphere, they will live without law, exempt from politics. In the year 1999, and 7 months from the sky, will come the great king of terror. He will bring to life the great king of the Mongols. Before and after war reigns happily. This will be preceded by an eclipse of the sun, more obscure and tenebrose, which means dark and gloomy, than has ever been since the creation of the world, except that eclipse after the death and passion of Jesus Christ. Third Antichrist soon annihilates everything. 27 years of blood his war will last. The unbelievers dead, captive, exiled with blood, human bodies, water, and red hail covering the earth. Mavis will soon die, and there will happen a dreadful destruction of people and animals. Suddenly, vengeance will appear. 100 hands, thirst, and hunger when the comet passes. The king of Europe will come like a griffin, accompanied by those of the north. He will lead a great troop of red and white. They will march against the king of Babylon. The Antichrist returns for the last time. All the Christian and infidel nations will tremble for the pace of 25 years. War and battles will be more grievous than ever. Towns, cities, citadels, and all other structures will be destroyed. So many evils by Satan's prince will be committed that almost the entire world will find itself undone and desolated. Before these events, many rare birds will cry in the air, now, now, and sometime later will vanish. The Palestinians. A very mighty trembling in the month of May. Saturn in Capricorn, Jupiter and Mercury in Taurus, Venus also in Cancer, Mars in Virgo. Then hail will fall greater than an egg. There will be omens in the spring, and extraordinary changes thereafter, reversals of nations and mighty earthquakes, and there shall be in the month of October a great movement of the globe, and it will be such that one will think the earth has lost its natural gravitational movement, and that it will be plunged into the abyss of perpetual darkness. The sun in 20 degrees of Taurus, there will be a great earthquake. The great theater full will be ruined. Darkness and trouble in the air, sky and land, when they call upon the faithless God and the saints. Earth-shaking fire from the center of the earth will tremors around the new city. Two great unmovable powers will war for a very long time. Then Arethusa will redden a new river. For more than 500 years they will take notice of him who was the adornment of his age. Then suddenly a great revelation will be made, which will make the people of that century well pleased. When 20 years of the moon's reign have passed, another will take up its rule for 7,000 years. When the sun takes up its final cycle, then will my prophecy and warnings be accomplished. The body without a soul is no longer at the sacrifice. At the day of death, it comes to rebirth. The divine spirit will make the soul rejoice, seeing the eternity of the world. The divine word will give to the substance that which contains heaven and earth, occult gold in mystic act. Body, soul, and spirit are all powerful. Everything is beneath his feet, as at the seat of heaven. The Antichrist returns for the last time. All the Christian and infidel nations will tremble. For the space of 25 years, wars and battles will be more grievous than ever. Towns, cities, citadels, and all other structures will be destroyed. So many evils by Satan's prince will be committed that almost the entire world will find itself undone and isolated or desolated. Before these events, many rare birds will cry in the air, now, now, and sometime later will vanish. This is repeated twice as significance that this prophecy has already occurred, which is proof of other prophecies to unfold. That is why this has been read twice. From beyond the Black Sea and Great Tartary, there will be a king who will come to see France. He will pass through Alania and Armenia, leaving his bloody rod in Byzantine. The eastern man will come forth from his seat and across the Apennines to France. He will cross through the sky, the seas, the snows, and he will strike everyone with his rod. The king will want to enter the new city. They will come to subdue it through its enemies. A captive, falsely faced to speak and act. The king will be outside. He will stay far away from the enemy. The garden of the world, near the new city, and the road of the hollow mountains, will be seized and plunged in the tank, forced to drink water poisoned with sulfur. The hollow mountains was the Twin Towers, the new city, New York. And in the fortunate country of Arabia will be born one powerful in the laws of Muhammad. He will trouble Spain and conquer Grenada, as well as most of the Ligurian nation from the sea. He will be born of the Gulf and the immeasurable city, born of dark and obscure parents. He will wish to destroy the power of the great revered king throughout Rowan and Urix. Now, I've had my thoughts in the past that this was making mention of Barack Obama. At the height of Aries, Jupiter, and Saturn, eternal God, what changes? Then after a long century, the bad times will return, great upheavals in France and Italy. Through Asia, there will be great proscription, also in Mysia, Lycia, and Temphalia. Blood will flow because of a young dark man filled with evil. Obama. The third Antichrist will soon annihilate everything. 27 years of blood his war will last. The unbelievers dead, captive, exiled with blood, human bodies, water, and red hail covering the earth. After the sea, meaning the Vatican, has been held for 17 years. 5 will change within the same period of time. Then one will be elected at the same time who will not be too agreeable to the Romans. When 20 years of the moon's reign have passed, another will take up his rule for 7,000 years, when the sun takes up its final cycle, then will my prophecies and warnings be accomplished. Before the universal conflagration, the world will be deluged by many floods to such heights that there will remain scarcely any land not covered by water, and this will last for so long that everything will perish except the earth itself. Furthermore, before and after these floods, many nations shall see no rains, and there will fall from the sky such a great amount of fire and meteors that nothing will remain unconsumed, and this will happen a short time before the final conflagration. Mars and the scepter will be in conjunction, a calamitous war under Cancer. A short time afterward, a new king will be anointed who will bring peace to the earth for a long time. There will be peace, union, and change. Estates and offices low become high, and those high are very low. To prepare for a journey, torments the first child, war to cease, legal processes, debates. The walls will change from brick to marble, 75 peaceful years, joy to humankind. The aqueduct have reopened, health, abundant fruit, joy, and mellifluous times. I did not go deep into description of my personal opinionated thoughts and viewpoints. I'll just toss out a couple of hints towards those thoughts. If you care to share any thoughts from anything that you have heard within this reading, please comment in the comment section below. These are readings from various quatrains of the so-called prophet Nostradamus. However, there are words out there that speak that in the end times there will be many prophets. Today, we have many channels on this platform that are going back in history and praising those that have promoted their visions of the future. And I could give quite a list of names, but just recently we now have a new person in that lineage of prophets being praised by the name of Elon Musk. And that is only one example of the plethora of prophets out there today. Think about it. Think about what I have read. And again, comment if you so desire. Skywise out.